Well, hello. Today should be April the 29th, a Wednesday. Y'all might pray for my dad today. Today is the anniversary of his dad dying last year. So if you might pray for him and his brothers and his sister and my grandma, she misses him a lot. So I would appreciate it. So today we have weather in the Pacific region, and we need to remember the name of the river that is between Washington and Oregon on the border. That is, of course, the Columbia River. You need to know that the Pacific Rim of Fire is where 90% of the world's earthquakes are located. We talked about the Rim of Fire. Then you also need to know the names of three different volcanoes: Mount St. Helens, Mauna Loa, and Kilauea. So know those three volcano names. Then you also need to know the tallest mountain, not a volcano, but the tallest mountain is Mount Denali in Alaska. Let's see if there's anything on the next page. Yes. You need to know, this is the weird one. You need to know that the San Andreas Fault was not formed by volcanoes. Okay, it is formed by the plates underneath the earth. I'm sorry, my dog is walking around. The weather in the Pacific region varies due to the geographical location of the states. Okay, here's something you need to know. The aurora borealis is another name for the northern lights. That's what you need to know. We've learned about the northern and the southern lights. They're a colorful display of lights in the northern sky. So another name for the northern lights are the aurora borealis. That is a beautiful picture of the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean includes the weather in the region. Oregon and Washington have cold, wet winters because of the moisture coming from the Pacific Ocean. In the summer, the weather is drier and mild. Northern California has weather similar to that of Oregon and Washington. The weather in Southern California, though, is warmer year-round. The hottest recorded temperature on the planet. Oh my word, I bet you thought it was in Texas, didn't you? Texas gets hot, but listen to this. The hottest recorded temperature on the planet was in a place called Death Valley. How would you like to live in Death Valley? It's called Death Valley, California, on July 10th, 1913. It was a scorching 134 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh my goodness, that is hot. So you have to know that the hottest place on the planet is Death Valley, California. Weather in Hawaii. As you can imagine, the weather in Hawaii is very different from the weather in the other states in the region. Hawaii is located a great distance away, right? The state of Hawaii is further south than any other state. Hawaii is warm all year round. Ocean breezes keep the island temperatures comfortable. Temperatures average from 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the whole year. All right, Prospect Creek, Alaska. That is beautiful too. You might be surprised to learn that the weather in southeastern Alaska is similar to that of Washington. I always imagined Alaska being a lot colder, but this says the Pacific Ocean makes the weather mild. However, most of Alaska is cool during the summer and then cold all year round. So I guess it's just the southeastern part that's like Washington. The coldest temperature in the United States was recorded on January 23rd, 1971 in Prospect Creek Camp, Alaska at minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's 32 degrees is freezing. You take that down all the way to zero. And then you keep going from 0 to -1, -2, -3, all the way down to 80. That's how cold it got. Wow. So it has the hottest place on the earth just south in Death Valley, and a very cold place, not the coldest, but very cold with -80 north in Alaska. And there's some variation in the states there. That, of course, is the Aurora Borealis. Do you remember what that's another name for? the Northern Lights. The aurora borealis is a unique feature that can be seen in Alaska and other northern states. Another name for aurora borealis is the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights are seen by people living closer to the North Pole. There are also the Southern Lights close to the South Pole, which we learned about earlier this year. The Northern Lights occur because of reactions between the sun's energy and the Earth's atmosphere. The Northern Lights appear as glowing curtains above the Earth. They are constantly moving rivers of light. Generally, the lights appear as green or yellow. Rarely do the Northern Lights appear red. The Northern Lights are best seen in Alaska and northern Canada. They can also be seen in the northern United States. The aurora borealis are not harmful. However, they can disrupt satellite communication, as well as radio and television broadcasts. Can you imagine sitting down to watch your favorite TV show, and then outside there's an aurora borealis so you can't watch? But I think that would be worth it. I would go outside and watch the aurora borealis. What about you guys? All right, they have a review section, and you can study that to use to help you remember the things that we've been learning.